This is Justin from the endlessweekend.com. We're currently here today with someone I really admire, Diggy from Upgrade Reality. Diggy is only 24 years old, but he's already built his own motivational community with 10,000 plus email subscribers. He currently lives in South Africa, but recently started to work mobily from places such as Amsterdam. One of the great things about running any business online, whether it's writing or having your own blog, is that location doesn't matter nearly as much. Thank you for joining us today, Diggy. So how was a couple months in Amsterdam?
Hi, Justin. Thanks for the kind introduction. I was recently in Amsterdam last month, actually, for a month. And I must say I really enjoyed it. It's always good. Since I was born there, it's my hometown, so it's nice to be back. But it was rather cold compared to here. It's midwinter, of course. And now that I'm back in South Africa, I'm enjoying the hot 30 degrees Celsius summer.
I bet. Did you see any place else in Europe when you were there, or did you mainly stay in Amsterdam?
I stayed in Amsterdam most of the time. I went to Budapest in Hungary for 5 days, which was a new city, new country for me. A really nice experience, actually.
Yeah, I was in Budapest just for a couple of days over the summer, and I was not expecting Budapest to be so beautiful. They call it the Paris of the East, I guess, and I thought that was just a big fat claim, and then I got there and I was like, wow, they deserve that title. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really interesting and a beautiful city, and there's what I didn't even know is Budapest is like two sides. It's two cities, Buda and Pest, split by the river.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of history to it as well, you know.
And I noticed, some of the churches, they have really like, I don't know what you would call that, but those tiles, they have multicolored tiles that just look like gingerbread houses. Did you see any of those?
Like mosaics, you mean?
Yeah, they do tiled roofs on some of their cathedrals there the tiles are different colors.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So, what are some of your long-term goals with Upgrade Reality?
Well, Upgrade Reality is something that I'm passionate about. I don't necessarily think it's maybe the best business venture, but it's something that I really enjoy doing. And because I'm passionate about it, I'm certain I can build it into a sustainable business for the long time. Currently, it's the growth I've seen in the last couple of months is really big. Since a year ago, I've nearly tripled my daily visits. I'm getting close to 50, 60 opt-ins for my email subscribers every day. And it's just really growing more and more without me actually doing more work. So the plan is just to continue to add content to it, even go into creating more videos because that's something I enjoy doing, but I haven't been doing too much. And then to kind of focus on specific problems that people are having in personal development, not just broad things, but more solutions for people's real problems that they have in everyday life to kind of get the life that you dream of living and get that mobility and freedom that I'm currently working towards. And at the same time, by helping those people, also help myself to build an income that allow me to be really free and travel and live where I want and how I want.
Excellent. Zig Ziglar has a famous quote that says, if you help enough people get what they want, then you'll get what you want. That kind of...
Yeah, for sure. And not everything's just about the money, you know. It's a good satisfaction to help people and to make a difference in other people's lives as well.
Awesome. Do you do any niche marketing online or have any sites? I know you're pretty good friends with Glenn Aesops. Is that how you pronounce the last name?
Yeah,
Aesops?
and also I'm actually living with him currently the last year.
Okay. So do you work on niche marketing online as well?
It's interesting. I've actually spent the last year. I've built a good dozen different niche sites around various things, but I've done all the work myself, and I've never really gotten into the SEO part of it and the whole affiliate marketing, and I've been learning and teaching myself. So these projects that I've been busy with, they're kind of like learning things because I did have some success and I made a couple $100 here and there, but these sites never really took off the way I wanted them to, and I ended up selling them all off. And only recently have I discovered a method that I think can be very profitable, and it involves me just outsourcing all the work, the content creation, the SEO, all those things. And I've just started with that actually this month, so it'll take me about 3 or 4 months to see if that'll work out. But I think that can be very profitable, And the only difference is now that I'm investing upfront. I'm putting a few $1,000s into outsourcing all these things, which is something I never did before, and it cost me a lot of time and a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
And simply, like, other people know how to do something, and I don't, so why should I learn if I can get someone else to do it and I just manage it?
Yeah, especially if, I mean, with my site, and I think for a lot of people, if you have the vision of what you want to look like, it's sometimes easier to find people that have specialized skills to help you implement it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth the trouble to try and learn it when you can use your own resources and your own time, like, for better projects.
Right. If you were starting Upgrade Reality from scratch today, what might you have changed or done differently, over the last couple of years?
Yeah, that was a big learning experience, and I think I actually wasted a lot of time in hindsight, but it's always like that. If you know what you know today, 2 years ago, then you do everything different. I would definitely start by having a professional design. If you don't know how to create the design, or you don't know anything about building sites, just have someone do it for you. I spent way too long trying to figure everything out myself. Then the most important thing is getting traffic. So you need a few pillar articles on your site, maybe 10 or 15 like long 2,000-word articles about good topics about your blog. And for the rest, just write as many guest posts as possible to get those subscribers, to get that audience. And then over time, just keep writing articles, but every article should be based around a keyword or a specific problem. And that article should be pretty in-depth, so 2, 3, or 4,000 words per article. Kind of what Glenn also does with Viperchill. And it's just a much more complete resource. You'll get better traffic from search engines. People will stay on your site longer, and they'll really see you more as an authority. And that's something I really didn't do in the beginning as much.
So better quality content, longer articles, more specific to focused on a specific problem or something.
Yeah.
So okay, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
one question I have, what percentage of your new subscribers opt in via a pop-up versus just opting in the normal way? I know some people use the pop-up opt-in subscribe box, some don't. Has that been more successful?
Yeah, the pop-up, it's about a year now since I've been using pop-up domination. It's just a pretty pop-up plugin for WordPress. And it's really made a huge difference. I think it's at least tripled my opt-ins. And even though many people say they get offended by it and they close and they won't visit your site if they see a pop-up, although that may be true for some people that you offend, the amount of people that you get on your email list that you would normally not have gotten makes it worth it. And some people, like some big marketers, say if someone gets offended by a pop-up, then they're definitely not going to buy anything from you anyway, so you don't need them on your list. So the pop-ups made a big difference. It's literally tripled my opt-ins.
Okay, I mean that's pretty clear then. Can you explain to people the quality difference between, say, somebody that's an email subscriber versus a social media fan?
Well, email is much more direct, so I don't know how other people are, but I check my email all the time, multiple times per day actually. So I'm pretty sure that something that I subscribe to, I'm going to get in my email inbox and I'm going to see it all the time. But like Facebook, if you check it once a day or once every 2 days, and there's constantly updates, you're going to miss it. Twitter, you're going to miss it because there's so many hundreds of people doing those updates. So if you really want the information in your email subscriber, that's the best way to get it, to make sure you don't miss it. If you're not really interested and you just want occasional updates, then social media is better for that.
Gotcha. Any advice that you would give to someone just starting out with a blog?
Yeah, it's a long-term project. If you're in it to make money quickly or to do something like that, you better get out, because it takes at least a year, if not 2 or 3 years, to build up a good resource, to build up a popular blog that's going to continue to grow. So you need to be passionate about it, and you need to be willing to put in the hours and the days and weeks and months to grow it and keep growing it. It's really like a business that you have for multiple years, if not your whole life.
Makes sense. Who would you consider some of the best people to learn from when it comes to making a living online? Like, who are some of your heroes? And I can put the links in the for people at the bottom later.
Yeah. Well, personally, I've always looked up to my friend Glenn because he's been making a living with Vibrachill and various other sites since he was 16, 17 years old. He's been making a full-time income with that. So that's really impressive. For the rest, there's so many people online who claim to be making money who aren't really making money. So I'm actually not too sure who to look up to in that regard. I've seen some great case studies of people who have sites who are making $10,000, $15,000 a month. But I actually have a friend who got into the IM business about 2 years ago. He didn't know anything about it, and he spent something like $15,000 or $20,000 upfront for personal coaching with the biggest internet marketers like Ryan Dice and Jeff Walker and all those big guys, and he bought like $1,000 or $2,000 products. He got like one-on-one mentoring with them, and within the first year, he built a whole online business based on their coaching and their modeling that did him over $100,000 gross, and he made something like 50K net in the first year online. So I think if you really want to make money online, you do need to spend money on coaching from the big guys, the good guys who know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think with anything in life, having a mentor is the difference between wandering around on your own and doing exactly what you need to do right off the bat.
Yeah, the only problem is it costs money up front, and many people don't have $10,000 or $15,000 to invest. So then what do? It makes it difficult.
Subscribe to Viperchill.
Yeah.
If you could kind of sum up the philosophy of Upgrade Reality for us, what do you think it would be?
Well, for me, it's just to build a life where you're free to do what you love doing. You're free to live where you want, how you want. If you want to have a normal job, like a day job, 9 to 5, that's fine. Or if you want to be free, if you want to live on an island in the city, it doesn't matter. But just that you live life in your way without being a slave to society or to a boss or doing something that you hate doing. It's just about living your life in the way that you want to live it.
What do you think is the biggest thing that prevents people from doing that?
I guess lack of belief in yourself and maybe fear of just venturing out of your comfort zone and taking a risk, possibly facing failure to be able to obtain that freedom that you want.
Makes sense, man. Listen, this is it's been some great information. If you've never seen Upgrade Reality, get over there and check it out. A lot of good information. What you have, I think, around 200 articles plus on there now, right?
Probably closer to 250. I had 1 to 2 new articles a week, so just keeps growing.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for visiting with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for the interview.